Hey everybody, GReimer here, coming at you once again from the Lost Isle Zoo here on the ZAWA Together server. It is a fantastic server where we're building a zoo. I mean, obviously, that's why you tuned in. But this is also a server where you could build a zoo too. The link for my Patreon down in the description will give you all the details once you go there, so go check that out. Okay, let's get on to the episode because last week we built the African wild dog exhibit. And we built that way over here by the volcano. Okay, yeah. If this just happens to be the first episode you've actually caught of this series, there's a volcano over here that we are currently working on molding into an actual more cone-shaped design. Been doing some digging on it, not a whole lot. Actually, I haven't been able to get on that much this week. But we built the African wild dog exhibit right here, okay? Now, last week, this is what we did, and we have a couple of them that we got to throw in here, and you guys, once again, were just fantastic down in the comment section, listing off your favorite names for the African wild dogs, and we have to go name some of these things. So, that means we need to fly again, and we need to go down into our little hidey hole, which is way over there. Okay, we actually have 2 African wild dogs for this exhibit, and you guys named them in the comments section of last episode. Thank you very much for that. I'm going to pick the most common name, actually, this week. Not that. That's not what we named. There we go. Pick the most common name, okay? And that is Picasso, all right? Now, they're known as, like, the painted dog or painted wild dog, I think it is. So, a lot of you guys were suggesting painter names, okay? So, Picasso being one of them. Interestingly enough, the variants of the African wild dogs are Warhol and Picasso. So I think we'll name the Picasso variant Picasso. It just makes sense. Big thank you to Matt Myers and Simon Holmes for both suggesting that. And keeping with the painter themes, big shout out to Captain Astral out there if you're watching, because we're going to name this one Go. All right, now that's after Van Gogh, of course, Vincent Van Gogh, the painter. So we're going to go ahead and name that one Go. Jesus, oh my god. This thing's still here. I should probably take this thing down. I took the fox out of it that was there last week. Scares the crap out of me every time I come up from my little hidey hole. Alright, coming in for a landing nice and smooth like butter. Alright, sweet. Let's get our hotbar ready here. Now, these things, I have no idea if they're going to attack me or not, so we're going to just grab this. Just going to make sure we have darts, make sure this thing's loaded. It was loaded. I can grab the dart back. Let's go ahead and load it back up again. Alright, I have no idea if these things are going to attack me or not, but I want to have my rockets here, because if they do, I am probably going to need to get out of here. And we'll trank them. Probably trank them through the roof. It's just so much drugs in their system, it's going to make it insane. They can't, like, parkour up here, can they? I can't parkour up here, but that might be a skill issue. Alright, there we go. No, I don't think there's any way they can get out of here. Right here is too tall. Yeah, no. All right, yeah, no, they should be good. They should be good in this exhibit. Hopefully they like it, too. All right, so we're going to do Picasso first. Make sure we got the Picasso variant because it just kind of has to happen. Like I said, I don't know if these things are going to trank me or going to bite me or not, so we're just going to get this thing ready and name quick. All right, ready? Here goes Picasso. That is a tiny, tiny animal. I think it's a baby, actually. Yeah, it's still growing. All right, let's name that one Picasso quick. Babies, I don't think they're going to attack me, but the moms, this thing right here, that might. There we go. Go has been named. Okay. Now, I don't think it's going to attack me. I think it's good. These things usually are in packs, but I only had 2 of them on the island, and they're the only ones I found. So they're going to have a pack of 2, a duo, so to speak. Look at him. He's just so adorable. He's like a little puppy, because he is. Okay, in today's episode, now that we got the wild dogs put in place down there, we are going to be traveling the grand and epically far distance to right about here. Okay, we're gonna be doing a neighbor exhibit for the wild dogs. Now, I looked through my chest of animals, and I've got some ones that have been there for a while. I've got like, I've got the pheasant eggs. I could build a pheasant exhibit, which actually would be kind of fun. But I think what I'm going to do is, because I looked through there, and I have 1 brown bear. All right? Now, brown bears, I don't think live in caves. I guess they live in dens when they hibernate, right? So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a similar exhibit right here as far as, like, the size. And I'm going to put it right here. I might have to relocate the giraffes again. That's actually the second time I've kicked them out of their home then. Whoops. Including the one that's upside down with his head in the sand right now. But I'm thinking about putting in a similar exhibit right here, size-wise, and then have like a overhang, almost like it's half of it's like in a den, And then when I do the terraforming for the land in this area, I have to build that into it, which shouldn't be too big of a deal. As long as I get the actual cave structure put in there, I can then hop on top of it and then build, you know, whatever. Oh, don't mind the fart bubbles, in case you're wondering why I'm all smelly. It's because I'm near my beacon, and that happens sometimes. But I'm going to probably build it right here, build like about a half of it, if not maybe a quarter of it, as like a den, and then have the terrain kind of build into that. And obviously this nice warm coral reef here is going to get kind of taken over by some of the custom terrain. It is what it is. But in order for me to do that, in order for me to build this exhibit, I need to clear out some stuff. So I'm going to go take care of those giraffes. I'm actually going to move them. I'm not going to actually kill them. And then we are going to have to dive head on into a time lapse. And here we go. All right, we have the brown bear enclosure set. Now, the canvas has been laid out in front of us. It is time to start detailing this bad boy. Okay, so this is what I was talking about having like a den as about half of it. And if you look at the map, it is kind of like half of it, actually. There's obviously some unused space over here, which that happens. That happens sometimes. I just kind of roughly guessed about how the size of like the exhibit I wanted, and then I just kind of molded it from there. So got some empty space, whatever, nothing like a couple torches can't fix to keep mobs from spawning there. But that's okay. So this is kind of a unique exhibit because the walkway is going to be over here, the viewing area is over here, but then you can actually see into the den, which I think is kind of cool. I think the first thing I'm going to do, because obviously the ground is what I'm going to do, but the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to grab the ground backpack, and we're going to look in here, just dive on in. I'm going to grab some gravel. We're going to grab the bat backpack, and we are going to grab some coarse dirt. And something is dying again. This is over the water, so there's like sharks and stuff that are going to be attacking things. So the brown bear can actually sit here, rest, relax, and listen to death as he just chills and doesn't do anything here. But anyway, inside the cave here is I think what I'm going to work on first. And where's our dump chest here? The dump chest. All right, let's grab this and let's grab a stack of grass blocks too. I think that might be about all we need to do or use for in here. Actually, hold on. There's one more thing. Let's grab the ground backpack again. Oh, I don't have a whole lot of them. I don't have a whole lot of cobble at all. Okay, well, I was going to grab more slabs here to kind of customize this, but that might have to require me to take a trip back to the hidey hole. And plus, I also want to use cobble slabs to kind of smooth this area in a little bit more. You know, something like kind of like that, so it's more of a gradient going up instead of just one sharp block upwards. Not entirely, not like all the way across, because I think that looks kind of lame, but kind of scattered like this. This actually isn't that bad, actually. I still want to go grab more cobble, though, because I need to do the ceiling in here. But inside here, we're going to be sprinkling in these. Now, the grass blocks themselves are going to be kind of closer to here if they are going to be coming inside the cave. You know, it's going to kind of like blend inward. Actually, let's grab some of the stone that I'm picking up here, too. So we're gonna blend this in and outwards of the cave, like so that it's not a straight defined line. All right, actually that's pretty good. Maybe one more like right here, something like that, and then maybe something dark side. Yeah, that's not bad. All right, so we're gonna keep it like that, and then what we're gonna do is any other grass blocks that we put on the inside, we're probably gonna just mat down and make path blocks out of them. But we're gonna sprinkle in. Oh, something else is dying again. There's some death happening for sure. There must be a shark underneath here. It is built over the ocean after all. If you look at this, yeah, it's totally over the ocean. So one other thing that we're gonna add throughout this this inside like cavern area or the den is we're gonna be adding gravel and coarse dirt. Okay, so that's gonna be kind of a heavy block throughout all of this. Something kind of like that. Okay, now that's a pretty healthy mix. Now I think a couple of other little spots that we're gonna put in here though, just to kind of make everything work, is the grass blocks, and then we're gonna take the shovel and mat those things down and make them look all worn down and obviously matted down, because this is the bear's den, so this is definitely going to be a spot where bears are going to be trampling the grass, so it's going to definitely get matted down. Now, I think there's a block in the mod pack that I have never used before in this entire zoo that I want to look up, and that block is the mulch block. Now, this dark oak mulch, actually, I'm thinking is exactly what I want. I could also settle for the spruce, but I think dark oak will look pretty good. I want to have like mulch in here, okay? Like I want to make it look like it's matted down. This is, after all, their den, which means that it's not supposed to be just rock and stone that they're laying on. They might actually want to lay on some kind of like little padding or something like that. So maybe they'll drag some brush in here or something, you know, drag some leaves and stuff, and then come down here, and then over time it'll just kind of turn into mulch, or at least that's the story behind it, and I'm sticking to it. All right, so we need one dark oak log and some dirt. I'm pretty sure I got that stuff. I do. All right, let's check it out. Let's make some mulch. I don't need a whole lot of this stuff, actually. I just need enough to put it inside of this bear's den. That's pretty nifty. First time I've ever used this. This is actually a ZAWA block, too, so this is part of the mod pack. I really should look into the mod pack and see, like, what I all have in here, you know, like, and maybe try to use more of this. See, like, that's a really good-looking block. Like, this could be so handy for, like, paths and stuff, too. I've been using coarse dirt, but I could actually darken it up and do some of this, especially in areas that maybe have a little bit more moisture or maybe are a little bit more crispy, you know, close to the lava. That actually make a lot more sense. Although I do have an abundance of black sand that I could also use kind of as a block. So, all right, let me dot some of this in here, too. Okay, I'm thinking that looks pretty good. I do have 60 cobblestone slabs now. I did make a trip back to the hidey hole in between edits here, and I'm going to go ahead and pretty up the cave here a little bit, make this look a little bit better than the kind of garbage that it looks like right now. So let me get to placing a couple of these real quick, and then we'll move on to the rest of the exhibit. Something kind of like that, actually. I like how that looks. All right, so I think that the den is, for the most part, done. This part's good. Obviously, we're going to add a little bit of pebbles and stuff a little bit later, but that's still to come. All right, so let's talk about out here, outside of the den. Now, brown bears are like kind of like a big over... Like, it encompasses a couple of different types of bears. I mean, sometimes you can call them like Kodiak bears. There's also like grizzly bears. Those are all like classes of brown bears. So it's kind of tough to say which one this is, but I'm just gonna say that this is probably something along the lines of like a grizzly. All right, so we're gonna say that this is going to have like probably more forested terrain with a little bit of an open area as well. I don't want to I don't want to close this off entirely. Obviously, I do want people to be able to see into the den, so I don't want to like block it off so that people can't, because that with trees. So I'm thinking about maybe putting like a tree or two over here, and then maybe a smaller one like over here, maybe. Yeah, and I'm thinking oak trees would probably look good, especially if we can get like one big oak tree right here. That would look great, and then maybe a couple of smaller ones. Now I think I do have maybe. I don't know why I'm working on plants right away. I do have oak acorns here, but they are the dynamic trees ones. Not exactly the ones I want. I'll have to change those things. Oh no, I do have them right here. Okay, sweet. I'll just future reference. Okay, let's work on the terrain first. So we're gonna, and the rest of this then will be open area with like some grass and taller grass and stuff like that. I'm blending it in. Now, if this is a grizzly bear, those are kind of more out in like California and kind of in the Rocky Mountains and stuff. So all out in the western part of the United States. So that would be, well, I mean, there's a kind of a variety of places, but let's just say it's like California grizzly bear, okay? And we're gonna have, like I said, I'm just gonna have to kind of pick one and go with it. So we're gonna have slightly drier terrain, not necessarily like super dry, not like arid or desert, but a slightly drier terrain. So for that, let's grab the ground. Oh, that's a bad backpack. Let's grab the ground backpack here. Let's do a little shopping. I might actually sprinkle in a little bit of sand. All right, not much. And if I was putting down sand in the ground, I probably should grow pine trees. In fact, that would actually be better. You know, we're scrapping the oak. We're putting pine in here. Pine generally grows in more like sandy terrain anyway, and there are absolutely pine trees out near like the Rocky Mountains and stuff. So I think we'll do that. We'll put some pine trees in here instead. Those will look better. What other blocks? So I'm not going to put sand in heavily on the ground though. We're obviously going to sprinkle a little bit of gravel, maybe some coarse dirt as well. And I think aside from having a lot of stone outcroppings, I don't think there's anything else we really need to add. And I have the stuff to make the stone outcroppings here, so yeah, I think that's all we need to do. So it all starts with the coarse dirt. There we go. Coarse dirt has been put in. No problemo. Let's just kind of fill that spot in there. Okay, so the coarse dirt's added now. We're going to be probably sprinkling in, I'm thinking, the sand next. Okay, now like I said, I don't want to make this very heavy. I want to make this actually rather light throughout the entire thing. This is going to be like almost like those exhibits where I add a little bit of gravel, a little touch of gravel to it. That's how much like sand I'm going to be adding, just the occasional spot. And with the sand added, now I think we're going to go through and we're going to dot in the gravel. And this one we're going to be putting in a little bit heavier than the sand, but there's going to be more gravel in here once we get to putting like the stone piles. So I don't really need to overdo this too much. All right, I think with that it's basically done. Obviously we're going to be replacing a lot of the grass with path blocks too, so it's not like it's completely finished. But as far as what we need to do for kind of putting down our initial layer of colors in this area, we're done. Let's go ahead and sort some inventory real fast so that I can get this all out of my hotbar and I don't have to worry about it. And I think the next thing that we're going to add is actually the stone piles. So we're going to keep a stack of grass with me. We're going to keep that. And basically, we're done sorting things. We're going to keep all this, all right? So let's add the stone piles next. Now, I want to kind of have one kind of jutting up sort of in the front of this cave right here. I wouldn't mind actually having this almost look like it's nestled back here, but I really can't do that. I mean, I could do that. I could build it. But the problem is that if people were walking here and trying to see the bear, they're not going to be able to see him. So I think what I'll do is I'll create like a mini stone pile kind of in front-ish right here. Maybe even one with a little bit of height to it, you know, something kind of like that. And then Yeah, like that, like a little bit. So, and we'll kind of cradle this opening to the cavern here, so that the bear could even climb up on here if he wanted to. Luckily, I don't think he can get out, but that would be pretty awkward. Never again will I have another predator escape my zoo. Already happened that one time, and that poor kid. Okay, so there is one stone pile right there, and I think that looks pretty good. I wouldn't mind actually kind of getting it more into the ground than what it currently is. I don't think that looks really too good. Like, get rid of the sand and filling this in just a little bit more. So it looks like it's actually kind of in the ground. Something kind of like that. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Well, what about on this side? Doesn't really. Yeah, it's fine. All right, so let's make another one of those things, maybe a little shorter. Like right here. Yeah, like right. Let's move this over just a little bit. Let's move it over to like right. Yeah, one block over. All right, yeah, let's move it over right there, just a little bit shorter. Okay, good. See, I like that. All right, so this is kind of like the area where the bear would be coming out of the cave and weaving through the rocks. So yeah, all right, that looks pretty good. Now, I think we're good on the stone piles in this area because this is not actually that large of an exhibit out here. Remember, I only have one bear. So, which, by the way, comment section. I'm going to need a name for that bear, and I wouldn't mind naming him something. And if nobody names him anything, we're going to name him Smokey. I think I named one Smokey in a previous season, but yeah, if you could, best bear names that you can think of down in the comment section. I want to know them. I want to hear them. I want to hear the fingers typing on the keyboard. But with the stone piles added, I think we're ready to move on to vegetation already. So let's grab the plants backpack, go in here. Now, I did say oak trees earlier, and I've changed my mind since then because we added sand to the exhibit. I could actually add water to this, which wouldn't be that bad of an idea, but it's just not a lot of space. Not a lot of space. Bears actually, they actually, well, especially grizzlies, they actually hunt, or if they fish actually in rivers too. So like they catch salmon as they're swimming upstream and jumping out of the water and stuff. But I don't think I have enough room for a river in here, so I'm going to kind of pass that up because I kind of forgot about that as well. But we're going to need to grab some pine, some pine seeds to actually grow in here. So let me go back to the hidey hole and do a little shopping. Okay, yeah, I got a lot of pine saplings. Okay, now this is probably because we helped Cinnamon clear out some of his forest. That's where I got all these pine logs also. I don't know how big these trees are going to get, but we are going to go find out right about now. Maybe. There's not enough room. There's probably not enough room. Oh no. What about one block over? Oh no. There's also spiders in here. Can't be having none of them. Alright, so that's not growing, and it might have something to do with the fact that there's just not enough room. So this might actually be a really big tree, which could be a problem. Yeah, this could be a big tree. Now, I know the trees that we cut down in Cinnamon's area were actually rather large. Is there a pine version of, like, the dynamic trees? I think there is. Let's see, that's all the biomes you'll go. And there was last season, but that was a previous version of ZAWA, so it doesn't look like there is a pine version. Okay, well, what else is like similar to pine? Spruce, right? Spruce is similar to pine. I mean, it would kind of, they're conifer trees. So why don't we go with a spruce sapling instead, which, of course, I don't have any of them either. Aha! Alright, that one grew. That looks pretty good. Tucked away in the corner, too. Okay, so I want to try to get another one of those things kind of up here in the foreground, too. Maybe one that's not massive. That's actually not too bad. Actually, that's pretty good. Alright, and then one more somewhere over here. Maybe like right here. Can I fit that there? Will that grow? It will grow. Look at that. Booyah. Now, I'm pretty sure the bear can just, like, maybe possibly just kind of do one of these numbers and get out of here. So we might have to fix this just a wee bit so that he can't do that. But let me take off some of these leaves right here. Kind of carve this back just a little bit. There we go, something like that. Now that looks all right still. It doesn't look terrible. It does look like a chunk is missing, but that's fine. It also opens up the avenue so that people can actually see through there. You know, actually see into the den a little bit. So that's okay. All right, we could jazz up those spruce trees a little bit too, but I think they look all right. I mean, they're vanilla, but they look okay for right now. If I was to change anything on them, I would probably grab some spruce planks or some dark oak planks, actually. Let's grab some of this dark oak and turn this into that. And let's grab ourselves like one of the dump chests that doesn't have anything in a crafting table and make some planks out of those things. And then let's briskly grab our bed and take a power nap. Yeah, ugh, creepers be creeping. Ugh. Okay, so let's grab some of these planks and let's actually add like the kind of like the roots of these things on here, almost kind of like looking at least. Do I have any spruce wood actually on me too? Because we could actually kind of jazz these up just a little. Not dark wood. There we go. Spruce. That's what I'm looking for. We could actually jazz these up just a wee bit, like something along the lines of this. Yeah, I mean that looks better. It looks a little bit more custom. All right, now I do have some dead logs. I picked these up when I was getting the dead grass. You know, it's stuff that I told you I should go get. I still haven't gotten the desert grass, which I know you guys are gonna be really upset about. But hey, you know what? I got the dead grass. So it's baby steps, baby steps. All right, so let's go ahead and add like a down log facing this way if we could. Where's my axe? I'm axing you to subscribe. I need to grab that. All right, and we're gonna need to bring in. Just need like a small down log, which actually that's pretty good right there. All right, so that adds like a little bit of forest brush and stuff, so that this clearing right here in the middle is going to be a lot of the tall grass and whatnot, but inside here is supposed to be kind of in the woods or in the trees, so I don't really want to leave this grassy and just open too, so I need to put some details in there that are kind of unique, especially since, oh, hold on, I got an idea. We have branches. All right, so we can actually put some of these things on here. We can even like connect a couple to this thing. Look at that, that looks so cool. I kind of wish it didn't connect to the ground, but maybe I can get one that doesn't. Nah, I don't think I'm going to get one that doesn't. But we can actually have branches coming off that log. I don't really know about that last one. Take that thing away. So yeah, we can have branches coming off that down log, which looks really cool. We can even have branches kind of sticking out of the mulch up here. Remember, if they grab this from the like twigs and stuff like that on the ground, they would totally have something like this going. And that just kind of turned that to grass, but whatever. Have little chunks of it sticking up like that. Probably wouldn't be very nice to step on for the bear, but you know that's its fault. It's not mine, so I don't really care. It's Mother Nature. Nature can be cruel sometimes. All right, so we're gonna put a couple in there. Now we could sprinkle a couple up into these trees too, but honestly, the spruce trees, they're the conifer one. They're Christmas trees, effectively. Well, I mean, not exactly, but they're kind of like it. So they can have all the trees like kind of, or all the needles and stuff are blocking the branches on the inside. So this wouldn't really do much good to add branches onto that. So I think just that I'm gonna keep these branches in my inventory though, because I think I'm gonna be using those here in a little bit, because we do need to add bushes now. So we're gonna go ahead and look into the bat backpack, and obviously some spruce leaves. Which, do I have more of these? I do have more of these. Some spruce leaves would be good, and some oak leaves I'm thinking would be good too. And actually, just because to keep with the kind of terrain, we might actually grab some of these aspen leaves. Now this doesn't make sense because there's no like aspens in the area, but the yellow of them looks really good, and I think it's going to accent the sand in the area quite well. So what we're going to do is we are going to put a sprinkle of these in here, kind of. Okay, in the forested areas they can be rather heavy. Maybe we'll put the spruce leaves on the inside of like the bushes, because that's where the light isn't going to be reaching as much. And then we're going to put a couple of there are other leaves kind of surrounding it, so something like kind of like that. Now this may allow a bear to get out here somehow, but that's all right. I'll just raise the wall up a little bit if I have to. Now, I am also adding some of these brown birch leaves inside here, because I realized that I can't actually have the torches in here. So we're going to grab some glowstone here, because obviously once the torches are gone, it's going to be very dark inside of the actual den here. So we're going to kind of do a little trickaroo here where we put down some of that, and that'll keep it lit up. But from hopefully up top here, I don't think you'll be able to see the glowstone. So it'll keep the glowstone hidden, and it'll provide light inside the den. See, kind of like that. All the torches are gone and it's still lit up. Of course, it is daytime, so that might have something to do with it. But yeah, I think the glowstone is really the key ingredient here that's making it possible. Not the giant star in the sky. All right, so there we got lighting inside the den. We have we have some branches added there. We also I also put down these bushes all over the place too. So including around the sides of the cave. Now I wouldn't mind when I get to doing the actual terrain in this area. Remember, I gotta doodad up all the terrain in here. When I get to doing that, I'll probably add some more of these bushes kind of up on the top, kind of hugging the cave, maybe like just kind of hanging down a little bit. I was gonna say sprinkling down, but they don't really sprinkle their bushes. So hanging down just a little bit, you know, just kind of covering the top portion of the cave here too. So really kind of making it kind of hidden in here, which I think would look really cool. I could actually put down some item frames with like fish in them, since that's what they would be eating in here, but maybe later. All right, so let's work on this like clearing area right here. Now that we have the bushes added, and this part right here in the middle is left open. So I got some inventory issues I got to deal with. I also could probably add in a couple of these things into the bushes, because they kind of look good. Actually, I might have to open this up just a little bit. Get in there. Put one of those down there. There we go. That's such a small detail. I don't think that's really going to matter. But it doesn't look too bad. Yeah, I couldn't make the branches work. Okay, we're just going to put those away for right now. Let me grab my wood backpack here, do a little bit of sorting here, get some stuff organized right here. We'll put the branches in there too for right now. Get my inventory a little under control, because it's gotten a little wild here with the last couple additions that we've made to this exhibit. Okay, so now as far as the clearing though, plants backpack, what do we got going on here? Okay, so I'm thinking some barley or even some prairie grass lightly sprinkled in here might look pretty good. In fact, tall prairie grass, I might use some of that. And barley, I'll use both of them, that's fine. I'll just use both of them. Dead grass, sure, I'll take some of that, because maybe I'll sprinkle that in just as it goes inside of the den, along with the dead bush. The toadstools can come with me as well. What else can we throw on the ground here to make it look cool? I do. Oh, Johnson's grass, the universal plant. I do think that they eat berries and stuff too. I'm thinking so, or they can. Well, if it's a grizzly, probably not. Actually, I think that they are. I remember if they're omnivores or if they are just straight up carnivores. They might actually be straight up carnivores. Oh, it's not nighttime yet. Let's take these dead bushes here and just kind of sprinkle these things in, like that's maybe like that. All right, just a little bit inside the den here, and I can put a couple of them out here too, but I don't want it to look like it's dead out here by any means. All right, like that's probably good enough. All right, now the dead grass itself, we can actually sprinkle that in, especially as it gets inside the den here. This will actually make it look kind of cool. Oh yeah. Yeah, that definitely helps out a lot. I like the dead grass edition. All right, let's grab these toadstools. Now, the toadstools, I believe, we can actually add on top of these logs, which is cool. Put that on the down tree right there, as well as kind of hidden underneath some of these other trees. It would totally make sense. So this is not supposed to be a super dry area. I did add the sand, so it's a little bit drier, but it's not like a super dry area. So we're going to add in a couple of toadstools, especially around the base of the trees. Okay, Johnson's grass, you're going in. Now, Johnson's grass, I call it the universal plant because it basically can go with anything, okay? Like any exhibit this goes into, and I think it looks great every single time. So we're just going to dot a couple of these things in here. We don't need to put one inside the den. I think that looks probably pretty good the way that is. All right, so Johnson's grass has been added. Now the barley and tall grass, all right? So this one's going to be kind of interesting. I want to put it kind of up here in the front because it's going to be right underneath people as they're viewing the bear, so it's not going to be in the way. The tall grass could be kind of in the way. So we're going to dot in a couple of these things. And now instead of actually, ooh, these are too high too. Look at that. Cool. Ooh, you actually need shears to collect those. That's okay. You know what? I'm going to grab my shears anyway. Alright, we're going to make ourselves a couple bits of the shorter grass. And then we're going to sprinkle said shorter grass. It's the prairie grass. So we're going to sprinkle said shorter grass kind of in this exhibit, kind of spread out a little bit. Now this stuff is usually, especially like the barley if I were to plant it, but this stuff I try to keep kind of in patches together. But this time I'm actually going to spread it out a little bit. And it's going to encompass a big portion of this area out here, a little bit farther away from the bear's den. I think that's probably pretty good. Alright, let's go ahead and stash some of this here. I don't need the barley at all. I'm not going to be adding that one. Let's see. I think that's probably pretty good for everything. I don't think I have anything else plant-wise I can add to this to really make it work. Leaf piles, yeah, but I mean, I only got one of them. And we'll put it in here. Actually, this is an exhibit that doesn't have any leaf-based trees, so it would be kind of foolish to put it in there. Never mind, we're not going to. Okay, any other plants that I can add to make this pop? I don't think so. I think we're sticking to grass from here on out. But before we get to doing the grass, let's actually look at the flowers. All right, so flowers, we could actually have some flowers growing in this area. I think the California poppy would probably make a lot of sense, considering this is supposed to be kind of California-esque, you know, so that would probably make a whole lot of sense. And then, what else can we throw in here? Got a couple of violets. Maybe we'll throw them in there too. All right, so the California poppy, I'm going to keep that primarily out here in the open field because I have a feeling that that's probably where it's going to be growing for the most part. Maybe we'll put one back here too. All right. And then the violets, I'm going to put those more in where the forested area would be. I don't know if that makes any sense. Like, I don't know if that's actually how they grow, but I think it just makes sense to me in my own imaginary made-up scenario. Okay, I think that's it for flowers. Hopefully you guys are proud of me. I actually added flowers in this exhibit. I mean, I'm baby steps. You know, I've only been doing this for years, and I'm still getting used to doing that. Okay, so let's grab the shovel now. And let's do some matting of the. Let's do some matting of the grass blocks here, and try to get this thing looking like it's been kind of stepped on. Okay, the path blocks are added. Definitely makes this place look a lot better. I'm thinking this is really starting to come together. Now, I think the last thing to do is to grab some bone meal, maybe a little bit more bone meal actually, and we're gonna go through and add some tall grass here, some vanilla grass. And that looks pretty good. I don't mind if there's some tall patches in it too. I might break a couple here or there, but we're going to go ahead and I'm going to get rid of these flowers too because I don't really want them in here either, even though they grow native in the area. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and leave a couple of tall patches of grass, but not a whole lot of them. Some of them I'm going to have to take down. There we go. The grass has been added, and I think this exhibit is for the most part done. There's one very important detail though that I have to add, and that is a couple of buttons. I'm going to need more than that. Let's grab the ground blocks, and let's make all of these into buttons as well. All right, so these will obviously be like the little pebbles on the ground that you'll see, like dotted, especially back here in the cave. You'll probably have a bunch of them. These represent little stones or pebbles on the ground. And so I'm obviously going to put them pretty heavily around where the stone piles are too. And then obviously you'll see these wherever you go, especially if you're in a kind of a mountainy area that has a big cave in it that bears are in. So you're going to see little rocks all over the place. Okay, I think that's it. I think that's all there is to this exhibit. Let's actually take a peek from above. Oh, let's just smash our face into the rock right there, and then let's take a peek from above. Maybe way up here on top of the volcano. You can't see anything, can you? No, let's get back down there. Let's just break our legs the entire way down. Can we land right there? Landed it. A little rough, but I landed it. All right, so this would be the viewing area. See, like how the trees like kind of nestle it, all right? And then there's like sub-layers also to this where you have like the rocks right there, and then the bushes on the side also kind of nestling the den. That's kind of what I was going for. But yeah, this looks pretty good. It could do with a water feature, I admit. I think that would actually really make the whole exhibit come to life. But I think this will do pretty good. I only have one bear, remember, so this whole thing is just for one brown bear. So I was kind of going for kind of like a grizzly exhibit, so hopefully that's kind of what it looks like. It is getting nighttime. I probably should sleep because, you know, creepers and all. You know what they be doing. But all right, I think that's going to be it. I think that is a successful grizzly bear or brown bear exhibit. So if you guys could go down in the comment section and please give me your best bear names, okay? I need a bear name for this, for the one bear that I do have. So if you could, please comment section, let me know. But I'm going to wrap this episode up here. So thank you guys so much for donating your eyeballs and ear holes to this episode of ZAWA. I will be back next week once again for some more ZAWA fun. Happy Easter for those of you out there. You know, it's the Easter weekend going into it. Hopefully you guys enjoy. Tune in tomorrow if you don't mind, because I'm going to be doing a live stream. If you're watching this the day it comes out, I'm going to be doing a live stream from Nightstones. I did this once earlier when it was still in alpha. It is officially a demo out now, and there is a whole lot more added. So tune in tomorrow. That is noon Eastern. I'll be going live. So, alrighty guys, I'm getting out of here. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have yourself a wonderful weekend. Happy Easter, and I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.